Good morning, students. So today I am going to discuss about taxonomical aids. So what is taxonomical aids? Technique, procedure and stored information that are useful in identification and classification of organisms. Alright. So the aids. What is the meaning of the aids? Aids means tools or all the technique which is helping in any process. So that is the meaning of the aids. And taxonomy, all of you know the taxonomy, so that is the identification, naming and classification of organisms. So all the tools we are using which are helping in the process of taxonomy, so that is called taxonomical aids. So there are different kind of taxonomical aids. For example, botanical garden, zoological park, museum, herbarium and key. So all these taxonomical aids, they are helping taxonomists or the biologists to study taxonomy. Alright, so one by one I will discuss what are all these taxonomical aids. Now the number one, so that is botanical garden. So botanical garden, so that is a place where plants of different types they are grown for educational purpose. So all of you know what is the meaning of the garden. Like you take your own house garden also, you can find out. Now there are different type of the plants they are planted in the garden. So similarly in the botanical garden, what is the difference? Now in the botanical garden, now we put the plants for the botanical studies because that is used for the educational purpose. Like you cannot see many plants which are not grown in your local area. But suppose you want to study what is the habitat or what are the morphological features, what is the color of the flower or what are the character of the flowers, then you have to go to the botanical garden if you are studying botany. So that is called botanical garden. And in the botanical garden you can find out there are many the rare varieties of the plants they are grown. Because the common varieties they are available in common areas. But there are many plants which we only read in the books, but we don't have actual idea what kind of the plant is that. So those kind of the plants if you want to study, then you can go to the botanical garden and there you can see the plant and you can study the character, what are the morphological characters or what kind of the flowers are developing, what kind of the fruits are developing. So that is the use of botanical garden and also it is used as a taxonomical aids or taxonomical tools. You can find out there are many botanical gardens like the Royal Botanical Garden, so that is in Kew, United Kingdom. Then in the India you can see the Indian Botanical Garden, so that is the oldest botanical garden and that is located in Kolkata. Then the National Botanical Research Institute, so that is there in Lucknow. Like the Botanical Garden of the Calcutta. So why it is very important? Because in the Calcutta Botanical Garden you can see there are many rare plants are there. And the unique plant, so that is the banyan tree. There is a banyan tree in the Calcutta Botanical Garden and the banyan tree, so that is 250 years old. Now in the banyan tree, all of you have seen that there are branches are there. There are many branches are there. And this banyan tree which is there in the Calcutta Botanical Garden, you can find out there are 2,800 branches are there. And also in the banyan you have seen that the prop root develops. And the roots they enter into the soil because the banyan, so that is a huge tree. So what is the role of the prop roots? You might have seen in your locality also the banyan tree. Now these prop roots they are entering into the soil and they are supporting the big plant because the banyan is a big plant which is having so many branches. So the prop root they are helping the plant to stand erect. And the banyan tree which is there in the Calcutta Botanical Garden, the main trunk is not there. The main trunk, so that is decayed or the decomposed, and you can find out only the branches which are having so many prop roots, they are actually helping the plant to stand erect. So that is the unique feature of the banyan tree which is there in the Kolkata Botanical Garden. Now similarly you can find out in the Lucknow also there is National Botanical Research Institute. So there also you can see there are so many plants are there, exotic plants are there, and there you can see the botanical name is written. The local name is written, the scientific name is written, so that the common people they can also know about the scientific name. Or the botanists who want to study the plants, they can know the biological name, the family to which it belongs, or what kind of the habitat. So all the information, so that is there in the library which is there in the botanical garden. Then the second taxonomical aids, enclosure. Because there is a particular area is there in the zoo, you can find out the fencing or the boundary is there, and inside the boundary you can find out there are many wild animals also you can see in the zoo, and also many birds you can see in the birds and the other animals, they are also seen in the zoo. So in the zoological park you can see the different animals, because many animals they are not common to any particular area. Like for example, suppose you want to see the hippopotamus. Now the hippopotamus, so that is rarely seen in any area. So they are only available in some particular part of India. But if you want to study what are the character of the hippopotamus, or what is the habitat, what is the food habit, what are the morphological character, then you can go to the zoo and you can see the animals. So what is the importance of the zoo? Now in the zoo many endangered species. What is the meaning of the endangered? Endangered means all the animals or the plants or the species which are going to be extinct in near future. आपको आगे फ्यूचर में इस तरह के लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स आप देख नहीं पाएंगे, तो उस तरह के लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स को हम क्या बोल रहे हैं? एंडेंजर्ड. So all these endangered animals, they are brought from their wild habitat and they are kept in enclosure where the human care is provided. So they are provided the food, the same kind of the natural surroundings, so that is also provided to them. They are having a proper house or the shelter where they can stay safely. So all the safety, so that is provided to the animals, so that the animals they can be taken care. And if the biologists they want to see any particular animal, then they can go to the zoo and they can see the living animal. So that is the importance of zoological park, or otherwise we call it as zoo. Like for example, suppose you take tiger or the lion. So the number is very less in India, and Indian government has taken a project to save tigers. And now you can see the number is gradually increasing. Now in India you can see there are more than 1,000 tigers are there in India. Or also you can find out there are lions are there, like for example the white lion you can see in Nandankanan in Odisha. So many rare species there, they are available in the zoo, and you can see all these animals for your biological studies. Then the next taxonomical aid, so that is museum. Museum is the place where educational materials are exhibited to the public. Or for example, suppose you take your own lab in your school. Like for example, suppose you take the biology lab in your school. Now in your school also you have seen that there are many specimens are there in bottles, and these specimens they are small specimens. So these specimens you can see, although they are non-living, but you can see, and if you want to study the morphological character, so that is also possible. Like for example, suppose you take starfish. Starfish, so that is not found in river. That is only found in the sea. But if you want to study the starfish, then you can study with the help of the specimen which is there in the biology lab. And how we preserve the specimen, we put the dead animal in formalin and it can be kept for years so that it can be used for biological studies. And besides the specimen also you can find out, now there are also many other material, like for example suppose you take the bigger animals, for example suppose you want to see the sparrow or the parrot which are bigger, they cannot preserve in the bottle. Then these animals, they are killed animals, they are stopped. How? Because everything whatever is there inside the body, so that is taken out, and the cotton is put inside the body, only the skin and the feathers are there. So these are all stocked specimen. Otherwise the small specimen they can be preserved in formalin for many years. Okay. So in the museum you can see everything. If you want to see any particular kind of plant, so that also can be seen. Or you want to see the life cycle of the butterfly or the housefly, so that is also available in the form of the specimen, or the other animal specimen which are not common, so that also can be seen in museum. Now the next taxonomical aid, so that is herbarium. So what is herbarium? So that is a place where dried and pressed plant specimen mounted on sheets. So the herbarium you can find out there are the herbarium sheets are there. And in the herbarium, dry plant material they are taken. Like for example, if the plant is small plant, earth, then the whole plant can be uprooted with the root and the shoot. And if the plant is a bigger, then you can take only a small branch, which is having leaves and the flowers and the fruits. So in the herbarium, there are herbarium sheets are there, which are actually made up of blotting papers. So what is the actual procedure of making the herbarium? Now first you can take any plant you want to study, because all the plants they are not available in all areas, as I already told you. And if you want to study the local plant, then you can upload the local plants. And if you want to study any other plants, and suppose you are on an excursion, then you can collect all the plants from that area. For example, suppose you went to Dehradun for an excursion. Because the Dehradun, so that is a hilly area, mountain area, then the plants which are available there in the Dehradun, so these are all different from the plants which are available in your local place. And suppose you want to make the herbarium, then you can bring some of the branches of the plants which are there in the Dehradun. Then these plants, now they are spread properly on newspaper. You can take the old newspaper, and on the newspaper you can put the plant and you spread all the parts of the plants properly. Then you cover with another newspaper and you press for 1 to 2 days. Then again after 1 to 2 days, again you take out the plants and you use another newspaper again to press. So like this, after few days, you can transfer the plant to the herbarium sheet. So the herbarium sheet, now these are all having particular size, white sheets are available, and on the sheets, the plants they can be spread properly. Because if flower is there, then you have to spread the flower properly so that the petals they are seen properly, the calyx is seen properly. Or if the leaves are there, then also you have to spread the leaves properly. Then you can apply glue or gum, or you can use also sellotape. In place of the sellotape, generally we use the gum because it is more lasting on a herbarium sheet. Then on the right corner of the herbarium sheet, you can find out there is one block will be there. And in the block you can write down the local name, or what is the botanical name, or any other kind of the information, or the family to which it belongs, or the order to which it belongs, or the name of the habitat, or the name of the collector and the date of the collection. Now all the information that is present in the block. So this is a herbarium sheet and which is having a fixed side. So why it is made up of blotting paper? So that the blotting paper it can soak the water which is there in the plants. Because if water will be there, then automatically the plant will be infected with all the fungus or the other kind of the organisms and it can be decayed. So to preserve the plants properly, the moisture which is there in the plants, so that should be removed. So that the dry specimen it can be preserved for a long period of the time. And what is the use of the herbarium? So the herbarium you can see many different type of the plants which are not seen in the local areas, or it can be used in the process of the classification. Because in the classification we have studied, we have divided the plants into different groups. So if you want to study the character of any particular group or any particular category, then you can use the herbarium sheet. Now the another taxonomical aid, so that is key. So key is an artificial analytic device having a list of statement. So the key is not like the herbarium which you can see, or the zoological park or the botanical park where the actual plants and the animals you can see. So in the key you can find out there are books are there. And these books they are helping the taxonomist to find out the class or the order or the family or the botanical name or the genus of any particular plants. Alright, so in the key you can find out there are two statements will be there. Like for example, suppose the one statement is that the organism is unicellular or multicellular. So this is a pair of statement, and the pair of statements, so that is called couplet, and each statement, so that is called lead. So out of these two statements you have to select which one is appropriate for the specimen you want to study. Alright, now suppose the first one, so that is appropriate for your specimen. Then it is written here that you can go to third or you can go to the fourth statement. So like this the clue will be given, and depending on the character which is there in your specimen, as you proceed further, then automatically you can know to which class the plant belongs or to which family the plant belongs. So this is called key. So key is also another taxonomical aid.